Feeling constantly tired and low on energy? Well, steering clear of 6 key factors I'm about to share can do wonders to revitalize your energy levels and leave you feeling fantastic. With a background in enduring grueling residencies and fellowships, working an average of 80 hours per week, and enduring on-call nights every 4th night with 24-hour shifts, I speak from personal experience on the challenges of perpetual fatigue. Luckily, there are 6 evidence-based practices you can sidestep to break free from that energy slump. So, let's delve into the latest medical science and explore these energy-boosting strategies without further ado. For one thing, as we get older, we lose mitochondria, which are the energy-producing engines in our cells. And because of that, we produce less adenosine triphosphate, or ATP for short. ATP is the molecule that provides energy to cells throughout the body. Other causes of fatigue like medication, side effects, or chronic illness like depression or heart disease or COPD can make you feel tired or sluggish. But age and disease-related factors aren't the only things that suck your energy. Lifestyle habits play a big part in fatigue, the first one being lack of sleep. And when I say lack of sleep, I mean lack of adequate amounts of high-quality sleep. So it's not just how long you sleep, it's how good the sleep itself is. Lack of good sleep increases cortisol levels and promotes inflammation. In order to get good sleep, you need to have good sleep hygiene. This means going to bed and waking up at the same time each day, and keep your room on the cooler side and keep it quiet and free of electronics, which stimulate your brain. The blue light from the cell phone, from the laptop, from the iPad, whatever, stimulates your eyes, stimulates your brain. No bueno. So no using your phone in bed. Also, don't exercise before bed, at least within 2 hours, because this stimulates you and it puts you in an adrenergic state, and you need to be in a parasympathetic state, a calm, relaxed state before going to bed. If you do drink caffeine, don't drink too much and make sure it's early in the day, and absolutely do not drink caffeine within 8 hours of bedtime, and the same applies to alcohol. Even though alcohol may help you fall asleep, it actually interrupts the sleep cycle and diminishes the quality of sleep. Also, alcohol relaxes the muscles in your throat while you're sleeping. That's why you're more prone to snoring when you're drinking alcohol, and you're more prone to sleep apnea when alcohol is in your system. If sleep issues are caused by sleep apnea, which are pauses in breathing during sleep, the dips in blood oxygen levels lowers the ATP in energy levels. So talk to your doctor about the possibility of having sleep apnea. Other things that may rob you of sleep include medication side effects and frequent trips to the bathroom. So it's another reason to avoid alcohol and caffeine too close to bedtime. And if you think you might be snoring too much or have apneic episodes, definitely check with your doctor. Okay, so we talked about the first thing to avoid, which is not getting good sleep. So in other words, get good sleep. The second thing to avoid on the list, which is sucking your energy away, is inactivity. Some people think that if they exercise, they'll become more tired, and that's true, but it's only temporary. Over time, with regular activity and especially with regular exercise, your baseline energy levels increase. Why does this happen? Well, at least part of the reason is related to your muscles. If you have less muscle mass, that means you have fewer mitochondria and less ATP. Being sedentary results in weakening and shrinking of muscles, causing them to use energy inefficiently. Physical activity, which is not exercise per se, strengthens muscles, helps them become more efficient and conserve ATP, and increases the production of energy-producing brain chemicals. Although a general physical activity is good, like standing and walking, routine exercise is even better. The third thing that might be sucking your energy level away is too much stress in your life. Chronic stress can raise cortisol levels. Cortisol is a hormone produced by the adrenal glands, and when this is released, bad stuff happens. It reduces the production of ATP, it increases inflammation. Too much cortisol, not good. So using stress reduction techniques lowers cortisol levels. So you can do things like exercise, yoga, mindfulness, tai chi, breathing exercise. Even 10 minutes a day of one of these is helpful. The fourth thing that might be sucking your energy away is having a poor diet. If you're not eating healthy, you're less likely to get the right vitamins and minerals necessary to produce enough ATP, and you end up feeling more tired. Also, eating too much processed food can increase inflammation, which impairs production of ATP and energy. Eating foods with added sugars is also bad because it causes the blood sugar spikes and the crash that you get afterwards, and it causes more chronic fatigue overall. So eating healthy means eating whole foods, including vegetables, fruits, whole grains, lean proteins like fish, chicken, nuts, seeds. The fatty acids in protein-rich foods also help boost ATP, and go for smaller meals with healthy snacks in between to provide your body with a steady supply of nutrients and fewer blood sugar spikes. Okay, so the fifth thing on the list that might be sucking your energy away is poor fluid choices. Poor fluid choices can make you tired. Here's why the things that you drink actually matter. Drinking sugary sodas and juices has the same effect as eating sugar. Also, for patients with diabetes, consuming too much sugar causes dehydration. This is why patients with diabetes will often present with increased thirst and increased urination. That's a tip-off as to how we make the diagnosis. This happens as a result of blood sugar overload in the kidneys. The kidneys can't retain all that sugar, and it ends up being spilled into the urine. So sugar in general is bad, but sugary drinks is even worse because you're delivering a huge sugar load in rapid time to the body. And there are other things that can cause dehydration too, which in turn leads to fatigue. So what else dehydrates you? Well, for starters, just simply not drinking enough water. Healthy people need on average 8 cups of water per day and more if they're exercising, especially if they're exercising on a hot day. Drinking too much caffeine leads to dehydration. Caffeine suppresses ADH secretion from the posterior pituitary gland in the brain. So when this is suppressed, these low ADH levels force the kidneys to retain less water in the body. And so you end up peeing more. So caffeine by itself makes you pee more, but then we add water to the tea or the coffee that we're drinking, so you're going to pee a lot. Peeing a lot means you go to the bathroom, so it's going to interrupt your sleep, which means less adequate sleep. And alcohol will have the same effect as caffeine because it also suppresses ADH levels, which means you're going to pee more and lose more water from your body. All right, so the sixth thing on our list that might be sucking your energy away is social isolation. Isolating yourself from other people is associated with depression, and depression is linked to fatigue. Connecting with other people can bring a different outlook and give a spark to your energy levels. And sorry, I'm not talking about Instagram and Twitter here. I'm talking real life, face-to-face, so don't neglect your friends, family, neighbors, or new acquaintances. Unless they're just bad people, in that case, get rid of them. So I know I talked a little bit about sleep in this video, but I'm actually going to make a whole series of videos on sleep because there's just so much to know, and there's so many different sleep issues with different people, and there's so many people that have sleep issues. I'll be diving into the widespread problem of sleep troubles in my upcoming video series. Keep an eye out for the next episode, and I'm excited to catch up with you in the next installment. Until then, take care.